And that's when I realized that I just don't trust rabbits. And I don't know why. Like, I don't even know if I would vote for one. If one were running for office, I think I would be biased. Like if a rabbit.
This is off topic, but I like there's a community garden in the back of my building, and there's always a rabbit in it. And me and my neighbor always shoo it away, and it's always back.
See, don't. Okay, I have to stop talking about rabbits, or I'm gonna lose my composure. Anyway, Delia, hi, it's me, Trent. We're friends. Yes. We have a rapport and a relationship as friends do. Tell me about your show using only Spanish words. Ooh. Just kidding. You said you had to put this together quick.
Yes.
What are some of the elements when you're like, okay, this is I can do this really well, this really well, this really well, or do you still find yourself wanting to change it up and take chances when it comes to your burlesque shows?
Well, yeah, I found out about the Fringe, and I had a week to decide if I wanted to do it. Because the Garneau had reached out to me, and at the time there wasn't really information for artists, because I was like, when even is the Fringe? And they're like, technically we're not allowed to tell you. And I was like, oh, okay.
In fact, this never happened.
Yeah, they were like, we're not allowed to give you any information. And I was like, oh, okay, so I have to make a choice without knowing anything. Cool. So what I was like, okay, well, I'm so used to producing burlesque shows through like the regular, I guess, season, the rest of the year. So I know I can put together like a dynamite show really, really easy. So I just decided to choose a couple performers that I really, really love, who I think are really great performers, but they're also super chill and good with rolling with things. So I hired them, and then I was chatting with them, and I was like, do you want to do like canned music and I'll host it? Or do you want live music? And they were like, live music. And I did a bunch of live streams because of COVID.
Yeah.
And so I discovered like my one friend, Tiff Hall, who like plays piano with me. Sorry, that made me sound like I'm a piano player. I'm not a piano player. Played piano in the dueling pianos burlesque shows that I've done in the past. But I didn't realize she also played the accordion. And so
that's awesome.
Live streams, and she would play the accordion, and like, you don't know what it's like until you hear like WAP on the accordion. So she plays these amazing covers on the accordion. She has this alter ego, the Party Wolf. And so I was like, well, let's ask Tiff.
Oh God, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
I'm a father.
I mean,
yeah, am I really? I don't even know. They could be.
I know you're a father.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
She plays really great covers of songs on her accordion.
That's awesome.
So I figured it'd be easier because we just plug the accordion. Like, I just was like, okay, Tiff, just give us a list of songs you already know and you like to play on the accordion, and that will be the song list. And then the dancers chose off the song list.
Yeah.
Because the song list was like, I was like, oh, I've always wanted to dance to Call Your Girlfriend. Let's do it. And then
it's all just the chicken dance. That's it. Just different speeds and stuff for the chicken dance. You don't know any other songs? No, just the chicken dance.
What? We haven't finalized the song that's going to go in the middle of the songs, because it's going to basically be like she sings a song and then it'll be like the dancers with her accompanying, and then we need like a palate cleanser song and then the other ones and then our closing. Yeah. Maybe I'll see if she wants to play the chicken dance.
I want half. I want royalties and I want a writing credit.
We'll talk.
Yeah, I know we won't, but think about it.
I think that's a really funny idea. That's really fun.
Yeah. You know how at the Grindstone they would have the Weird Al karaoke nights? I wrote lyrics to the chicken song and did that at a karaoke night. Anyway, enough about me. What are you excited about? And what are you not excited about? Because you're at the Garneau, which is great. I talked to Dan, the AD there, last week, and he's super psyched for it to be super safe, which I think is awesome. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel good about sending in reviewers. which is great. But what are some things that you're jazzed about? Because it's like you said you were doing live streams, but
yeah,
what did you miss?
I mean, I am really excited to be at the Garneau. I love the Garneau and have performed there for years. But what I love about it is instead of doing 60% capacity like they're allowed to with the Fringe, they're doing, I don't even know what it is, but I think it's more like 30% capacity.
Yep.
And they have a fogger like the airlines do to like clean the air. Like I feel incredibly safe. When I was like thinking about doing it, I was like, Kate, the Garneau is the only place I want to go.
Yeah.
So I was really lucky that Dan had asked me if I wanted to be in the Garneau. But performance-wise, I'm super excited because I love performing with live music. I think it's so fun. I love also that like, because it's so live that like anything could happen and you just have to roll with it. Like sometimes an extra verse gets sung, sometimes like something happens on my end, and like it's so fun and so cool. So I'm really excited for that. And I'm excited to perform live again. I was listening to this one podcast where Trixie Mattel, drag queen, was talking about performing again. And Trixie was saying that there's this like Gina Davis movie where she has amnesia and doesn't remember what she does. And one day she's like in the kitchen and she's like chopping, and she can chop really, really well. She's like, oh, I must have done this. I must have been a chef. And she was so excited. And Trixie likened performing after not performing for a long time, being like, oh, this is what I do.
I'm good at this. Oh yeah. That is such a good way to put it.
Turns out Gina Davis was an assassin. Really great.
But only for vegetables.
Yeah, but when she realized she had like knife skills, she was like, oh, I feel complete again. So I'm hoping that I get that feeling where I'm like, oh, I feel myself again. Because performing in your living room is fun, but there's no audience. And with burlesque, audience is so important. Like you feed off of them. There's no fourth wall. You feed off of it so much. But then also like the show will end and you're like, yeah, we did it. And then like the Zoom window closes and you're like, well, I guess I'll just
put my clothes back on. Or not. Yeah.
Like, well, I'm completely alone. Yeah. So I'm excited to also like safely and masked backstage, but be around people.
Yeah. Yeah. And I said this a lot through, I think I've done 25 interviews so far. You're the people who are going to be in your audience are going to want to be there. You know what I mean? Like they're going to be invested to go out and see a Fringe show, and they've been waiting, and they might be a little nervous, but I think like when everybody sits down and they see that they're safe and that the area is safe and taken care of, and then you guys come out and you kick ass, it's going to bring a lot of real sort of remembered emotions, like you're saying, back. And I think that there's going to be a lot of great experiences for both the artists and audiences throughout the Fringe, I think. So.
Oh, totally. I went to a Girl Brain show. Shout out to Girl Brain.
Girl Brain!
Really cool backyard show with Girl Brain like a month ago. And just sitting in Andrew Ritchie's backyard and laughing, and other humans who are still distanced from me but are laughing. I was like, I forgot what it's like to laugh with more than just one other person.
Yeah. I'm introverted. I'm like an extroverted introvert. I love being alone. I really, really do. I'm very comfortable with my thoughts, some of them. But yeah, I'm still waiting for that moment, because I think it was like I saw sports highlights and there was people in the audience and they were screaming, and I'm like, oh, I remember that. Or like today, when the women won the gold in soccer, which was awesome. I shouldn't say women. There's a trans person on the team. They're the first
to win a medal.
Exactly. Which is like I get goosebumps just thinking about. Anyway, it's wonderful, but it was empty, and I got sort of used to that. And then when I see people like you're saying and laughter and all this stuff, it's gonna be like, I'm a human. I need to be loved. I forgot what it was like to be loved. That hug was too long hug. Still don't like the too long hugs. Anyway,
you know what I am excited for too, though, is because of COVID, the Fringe is not allowing hand billing this year, and I am so happy to not have to.
I hate hand billing. I hate it.
It works.
It does. That's the reason you do it, but it's still still sucks. It's just here, you put this in the garbage for me. Here, you put this in the garbage for me.
My favorite is the year that I was doing Shakespeare Sirens with Sen and the Girls. Myself and Violette Coquette went out in our costumes. So these are these really ornate Elizabethan looking costumes. And then we had people be like, excuse me, what show are you in? And they were like chasing us down.
That's cool.
And when I would do my pitch, I was like, our show is about whether or not Shakespeare gave his women characters fair representation in his plays. And sometimes I wouldn't get that full sentence out. And a woman would be like, no, he didn't. And I was like, okay, well.
You like my costume?
You know the ending of our show.
Yeah. You know your history. Get out of here. It's not for you. That's awesome. Yeah, it was like me and two other dumpy white guys talking about sketch comedy. Like, hey, come and see this thing where it's like every other. Anyway. All right.
So patrons can come to the Fringe grounds and they are safe from being handbilled by
there you
20
go.
people at once.
That is great. What is the name of your show?
It is the Squeezebox Cabaret, and it is Edmonton's first ever accordion accompanied burlesque show.
Excellent.
It may be the first in the world. I don't actually know. I have done zero research.
Just say it. Who cares?
It might be the world's first ever solo accordion accompanied burlesque show. So the Fab Tiff Hall, the Party Wolf, is going to be playing covers of really great songs that she really, really loves. A bunch of really cool anthems and songs, like pop songs from the last couple of years, or last 20-ish years, that I really love and I know other people will love. And then 4 burlesque dancers, Scarlet Fusion, Judy Lee, Holly Von Sin, and myself will all be dancing to them.
All-star cast.
Super cool live event.
You got the all-stars. That's going to be great. That's going to be fun. Anything that I missed that you want me? I'm going to have all your information, everything in the details of the video itself. Did I miss anything? Did you have any questions for me about how I'm doing emotionally and how groomed I look?
I mean, you look great.
You're just saying that because I asked you to say it.
Also, this solves the mystery for me because I remember last Fringe 2 years ago hearing about the beer tent reviews, and I was like, who's doing it? And no one could tell me.
So tall.
So when you sent me this email, I was like, aha!
I knew it was you.
So much sense.
Yeah. I remember having a conversation with you. It feels like a long, long time ago, but you were down in the dumps and you were I found like you were coming to this, trying to make this decision about am I going to do this acting thing? Am I going to, and then all of a sudden you got into the burlesque and you just sort of I don't want to say you made it, but you're enjoying it and you're thriving in the community. And you know what I mean? It's just so, I'm just proud. I'm proud of that you made the decision and stuck to it. So. So glad I don't have to lie to you.
10 years. I've been doing burlesque for 10 years now.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, my first ever show, Tudor Queens, a burlesque at the Fringe that I produced, because I did other shows before that, but I produced that show with Ellen Chorley with Sen and the Girls in 2011. And I remember being so nervous and being like, well, if the show goes badly, it is considerably more my fault than anyone else involved because I'm a huge history nerd. And I was the one that was like, Ellen, we have to do this. Yeah. And Ellen, so genius pants. She jumped on and created all these things.
She's such a lateral thinker. She just adds things to, it's wonderful. She's great to work with.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And what I love about burlesque is it's still pretty DIY, and you get especially with this show, I get to choose what I wear. I got to choose what song I dance to. I get to make the choreo. I feel as an artist, I have so much more control. Whereas and don't get me wrong, I still like acting and I still like plays, but you're kind of creative. You get a lot of creativity, but in a box. Generally people tell you where to stand and they put some clothing on you and they tell you what to say, which honestly is super cool. I'm not downing it. Please still hire me, anyone who's
not after this interview.
I'm like, let's never hire her.
Yeah.
She just downed all.
You said that we're all in a box. She doesn't know that. That's
well,
half
it's
true.
collaborative and people work together. And I mean, this show's collaborative too, and like everyone works together. But like, it's also good because like everyone gets to be creative off on their own, and then we like come together and then put the show together. Because also a couple years ago, I stopped wanting to do shows that took a ton of rehearsal before Fringe. Because spoiler alert, you don't make a lot of money.
When? Why? What? That's not true at all.
1 year for Fringe, like years ago, like I think probably like 13 years ago, I made $30, and it was off of a play that took 2 months to rehearse. And it was really fun. I was so jazzed. I got to do a really fun play. I got to do End of Civilization with my friends. Yeah. I got a pizza afterwards with my $30. But like, you don't make a ton of money. So I always like to maximize my like performance time and like minimize the time commitment before the
That's why improv is so popular at the Fringe.
Yeah. Which I'm also doing Dynasty, if anyone wants to come see that too.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out what character I'll be.
Why don't you be Richard Tickles? He's an undercover cop who is also a serial tickler. And if you think about his first name and then his last name.
Not so undercover.
Pretty funny name. Dick Tickles.
Why don't you come guest and play that?
I'm not leaving my house.
Okay.
Ever again. No, I got the Snuggle Dungeon. It takes care of me.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, I'll be working, editing, putting stuff up because I'm doing it all this year. So, but yeah. But anyway, Delia, thank you for taking the time to chew the fat all the way from Ontario. Sorry. What is it? What's the other saying? Worst case Ontario.
Yeah.
I'm from there. I'm allowed to make fun.
I made fun of it too. I know the Ontario Sucks song.
Yeah. It's all about how much Ontario sucks. It's a great song.
And the rest of Canada, except
except
but yeah, no, I'm really excited. I get back 2 days before the Fringe starts. It'll be a bit of a whirlwind, but like super fun. And like, I don't know, it's been a weird year. Let's do it.
Why not? It's like, why not? Better than what we were going through before that. So thank you. Thank you so much. If there's anything I missed, fire me an email. And yeah, you have yourself a rocking day and say hi to the fam for me.
I will. You too.
Later, skater.
Bye.